But then the original copies didn't realize. So the first 30 people that bought my book, I don't have it on here, but there was like a line, and you know, nobody realized it. There's like a slight line right through her forehead, like right here. And I was like, I was devastated. I was like, oh my God, how many people have bought this book? But you know what? When I'm super famous, that's going to be,
those books are going to be worth a lot of money.
I feel like those books are going to be worth, because those were the original books. So like my mom definitely has an original book. My like biggest supporters, close friends and family have the first like 30 books that were printed like that. But then I had to go back and fix it and figure out why it was showing that line. It was just wild. It was super wild. But
yeah, we had to completely redo the entire front cover.
Yes.
Because of this line.
Because
and
of this line.
We had no idea why the line was there.
No idea.
You know, so we had to start over from scratch and recreate the cover of the book.
It's crazy.
You know, and it ended up looking a lot better, in my opinion.
It did. I agree.
Than the first version of the cover. But this is also a part of mindset and purpose, because, you know, it wasn't perfect when it first came out, but we still sent it out into the world. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people...
But we thought it was perfect. I thought it was perfect. I wanted to be perfect.
A lot of people will procrastinate on something to try to make it perfect.
Totally me.
When, yeah, totally you.
Totally.
When it didn't necessarily need to be perfect to send it out into the world. It was gonna cause, you know, the uproar that it caused, you know, from just the original published, you know, book. You know, and then we were able to correct, you know, the mistake in the cover, you know, later on, you know, and, you know, luckily for those first 30 customers that, you know, as the popularity of this book continues to grow, you know, and even more to come, you know, those books are going to be very valuable collectibles for those people, which is awesome.
For sure. And I'm just glad that I was talking to my friend Jose, and
Shout out Jose.
Hey Jose. Hey boo. Anyways, I was telling him I wrote a book, and he was like, for London, and he was like, wow, what word did he use? He was like, that's gonna be something. It's like not an artifact. Jose, if you know, please drop a line, because I forgot what you said. But it was like, that book is going to live on forever and ever and ever. And she's like, long before you were gone. He said a different word. Long before, long after you're gone, like, this book is still going to exist. And he was like, you put your mark on the world. And I was just like, wow, that's like really deep.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's really cool. But yeah.
But the response to the book has just been absolutely overwhelming. We never thought, you know, that people would pick up the book so easily. You know, our entire investment into the book has been recouped, and you know, now we can, you know, talk about, you know, how we did this, and, you know, because it's definitely not, you know, Meredith is the author, but she also had, you know, her whole family, you know, support her in sharing the book and telling people about the book, and, you know.
I think my niece got a little was it starstruck, or what's the word? Big-headed, because she was like, I'm the star of this book. And everybody's asking me about it at school. And my teacher read it and then said, oh, London, you're on the front. And then she said she was embarrassed because she's a star. And I was like, girl, you better get used to that. You're going to be a star. But I also said that if you're a star, you need to act like people are looking up to you. So you have to, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with being a star.
That's right.
You need to treat people with respect. You need to, you know.
Well, I think that example is an example of everything can be a teachable moment.
For sure.
In life, right?
Be humble.
You know, you're doing something for a purpose, for a reason, and some people don't know what the reason might be yet, but you can make your days and your habits head towards that purpose, and then all of a sudden you're affecting millions of people's lives, and it started with that little girl, London, affecting Meredith's life. And then she was able to put that down on paper, and then now what's down on paper can affect everybody that buys it and everybody that shares it. So it's amazing how
there's a great moral to the story too.
Yeah, there's a great moral, and definitely check that out and comment down below. If you've read it, and the moral.
I'd love to hear your
opinion
and your what you think.